think
But
is
for the
coming.
things
Going to be
you're
playing.
talking about, the Great Wall, I mean, William Saliba, for the first time in a very long time, has struggled in a football game. I mean, he went away with France against Belgium. He was unfortunate.
I
He
know.
was unfortunate to give away that penalty, but then even the second goal, I mean, he was so suspect the manner in which he was defending. So he had a torrid time against Belgium, and you hope that this does not carry on into the next game that he plays, because Bournemouth also has a few questions that they can ask. They have Evan Nilsson and Antoine Semenyo. These are players who carry the ball, who have some trickery here and there.
Semenyo, no.
And Arsenal is not going to play like it played against Man City. They're not going to sit back. I mean, they're going to come and exert themselves onto the game. And maybe these are the moments that players like Anton Semenyo will be able to
go through,
isolate certain players. But then again, there's Gabriel Magalhaes, who is just leaps and bounds.
Regardless of what game he had,
he can really
Saliba,
back up William Saliba.
And I don't even. I think it's unfair for the French fans or football fans anyway, because I know it wasn't even French fans alone. Even United fans, City fans were all clowning and trolling Saliba and trolling Arsenal. It happens. There's always that one game where your best defender, your best attacker, your best midfielder, your best keeper is going to mess up and do funny things that are going to lead to a goal. So, I mean, maybe, yes, it was very sad for him that he had a very poor performance, but he's still a top defender.
Do you know what Isaac would say if
I don't
Saliba
see any
was
of those
a
guys
United
going
player?
through him tomorrow.
He would be calling for his head. Sell him.
No, Joe.
It's
that's why I'm not calling for Martinez's head, because I know the butcher, he's having one of those spells. He's going to come back stronger.
Yeah, it takes a mental toll to just keep your position for as long as Saliba has, especially in a team that is competing for top honors. The environment at Arsenal must be very, very intense. So mentally, there's a way it fatigues you. Sometimes when you get lighter fixtures, you want to switch off, especially in the internationals. I could imagine he psychologically you relax a bit. So maybe that could have been a lapse in concentration. But Saliba, actually, one of his best performances in the past was against Bournemouth. He even scored a goal. So I have a feeling this is one of those games where he would want to return strongly in any case and just go back to that level that we know him for.
I also think he's going to be him. He's going to beat everyone that says otherwise. Josh is just hating. Thank you so much, everyone. Still Sports Jazz.
No. I was just saying, you never know. These things happen like that because it was unfortunate the way he slid into the player. He just lost his footing, but he smashed.
You think that is going to affect his confidence?
Took him away and not really affect his confidence. But when things like that start to happen, you hope that the player has the mental ability to manage that situation, because you saw what the media wrote about him just from that game. There was all these things about how he's struggling, how he's not the right player to play for France, and all those things. But this is the first game that I've ever seen William Saliba not be William Saliba.
Yeah, David. I don't think I'm giving him. I don't think you should be worried about what Josh is saying. I don't think his confidence. I mean,
in all honesty,
I know he's going to put up a very good performance tomorrow. And by the way, Saliba and Deschamps are not on very good terms. You know that? Even for him to be called on the national team, it was after a lot of heckling from the fans. Josh, for real.
There's nothing
David,
like
you haven't heard about that. You haven't read about it.
No, the media writes all that stuff.
Forget about the rubbish. You have something against the media. We are not talking about the media.
Because the media
but it sounds like one of those stories.
Yes, they spew a lot
Although,
of rubbish. I mean,
although Deschamps
at
is
the
fond of I mean, I think he's just an easy target for the media. He's
yes,
always
and
implicated in collisions with players and things of that sort.
because he's
But
a
that is true.
manager. No, because his managerial style is old fashioned. I mean, it's sticks and
Strong
carrots.
personality.
Strong personality. Sometimes he's going to just say, you remember what he said about Anthony Martial? The time Anthony Martial sort of had a good season at Man United under Mourinho. And he said the boy has to do more. Actually, he called him, but he didn't choose him to go to the World Cup. And he was beating himself up for not having chosen Anthony Martial to go to the World Cup, because Anthony Martial the next season he dropped off. So he couldn't understand why that was happening for the player. But some United fans would go and say Deschamps hates Anthony Martial. He does not. The player is just not giving it. And William Saliba at the time, I think Deschamps said something about I like the things. He actually said, I like the things that he's doing now, because previously he had given interviews and he said he doesn't like the things that he sees William Saliba is doing. But he later said, I now like the things that he's doing. So
that was after people were gunning.
Not people. He can see the player. He can see the player mature.
But Deschamps is controversial, by the way.
And guess what? Who is playing for France at the back? Upamecano and before Ibrahima. Before Ibrahima Konate, it was Upamecano and Jules Kounde, Upamecano. Yeah, but there was someone above William Saliba. William Saliba had to break into the side, and at the time, the other players were better than him. But right now, Saliba is the go-to guy. He's the first name on the team sheet.
So one of the understated criticisms against Saliba is it's just the difference between his quality and his showing, especially when he's not in the game or when his confidence takes a hit. He's one of those players who have a little more potential to exert themselves on the game, especially with the ball at his feet. He can pass, he can be more proactive, he can carry a bit the ball. So he's a player who requires some encouragement, right? And maybe Arteta knows how to do that better, obviously because he even spends more time with him. So the shift there would be at France, that environment changes a bit. And when you look at Upamecano and whoever else is there, they're very, very proactive.
For fun as well.
Yeah, and now Ibrahima Konate.
Yeah.
Yes, Ibrahima
Konate is now
hitting
the right levels.
Yes, he's hitting the right levels. So it would be, it wouldn't be that Didier Deschamps does not like William Saliba. It's just that when he sees what he has, I mean, he can pick any one of them, and there will be no qualms about it. Though the media will report that he hates someone.
Yes, you have something against the media. You just don't like the media.
Because the media sells a lot of rubbish. Thomas Tuchel took the job at England today. Yeah. And the Daily Mail wrote something like over the dark days in England. I mean, that was the headline on the newspaper. Dark days.
Yeah, that is because it's not an Englishman that took the job.
No, but since when do they have Englishmen managing their team? I mean, yes, Gareth Southgate was there, but they had Fabio Capello, they had Van-Goran Eriksson. I mean, they've hired managers who are foreign before. And I didn't like that Thomas Tuchel came out and said that, I'm sorry, I have a German passport, but my heart is... I mean, why are you apologizing for who you are?
Why would he say that was silly?
It's probably
he's trying to win the fans. He's trying to win the fans.
Probably because the criticism.
Don't win them. Win them on the pitch.
Josh, sorry, David, you're saying because of the criticism?
Yeah, it gives a sense that maybe there is a lot more criticism than what is already available or what we have seen in the media. Maybe he's also starting to feel it and he wants to just, lighten things with a remark like that. But clearly, the feeling or the understanding might just be that with the previous manager, England perceived, or the wider English audience might have perceived, a reversion to our coaches, our football. But then to quickly appoint a German, especially after a long spell with an Englishman, it almost feels like, again, a return to what was there in the past.
But I wouldn't really blame
but
them.
I
wouldn't blame the FA at all. I mean, they've tried everything.
But you see, all
with
their
the English
pundits
managers,
hated,
and things have
all their
not worked
all
out.
their pundits hated the fact that they had an Englishman in.
By the way, that is true.
The job.
Now they are doing
just
otherwise.
hated. They could
That is
not
when I agree
believe
with
that
Josh.
Gareth Southgate had been a football manager for England for that long.
There is no
they
one
appreciated the things that he did for them, which was maybe bring back a semblance of unity in the side. But other than that, they were always going to be bottlers.
And Josh, I agree with you when you say, at this point, when you say the media, if there's anyone that really, really, really shitted on Southgate, it's the English media. My God. Like he wasn't their own. Like he wasn't. Every day they would wake up on him. Every game they would play, whether he wins or he doesn't win, they would shit on him. Every game. So now they have Tuchel from German, and now again they're spinning the whole thing. Now again they're trying to
manager.
But
I like that some of
he's
them.
He's a proved manager. He
wins football matches. I mean, at least when Tuchel is managing a side and the side is in a tough spot, you can see that he's actually doing things during the game to manage the game. That is what Gareth Southgate was always questioned about. How does he manage a game? And he always fell short.
Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. David, Isaac, Josh,